Never answer a call from nowhere. Not if you want to stay sane. I learned that the hard way. It started on a slow night shift at the emergency call center. Phones barely ringing. Just me, a cup of stale coffee, and the hum of fluorescent lights. Then, the line lit up. 911? What's your emergency? I asked, voice steady. Static and heavy, like breathing through gravel. Then a whisper. Help me. He's coming. A chill shot down my spine. Ma'am? Can you tell me where you are? Are you safe? More static. A shuffling sound, like movement in the dark. Then, click. The line went dead. I checked the caller ID. No number. No location. No record of the call ever being placed. I stared at the screen, my mind racing. No record? That wasn't possible. Every call left a trace. Every single one. But this. It was like it had never happened. Like it was erased. I didn't sleep that night. The next shift, I told my coworker Jason. He was a skeptic, laughed it off, said I was imagining things. Maybe it's just a glitch in the system, he shrugged. Or some sicko playing with a burner phone. I wanted to believe him. But then, right on schedule, the call came in again. I put it on speaker so Jason could hear. As soon as that whisper crackled through the static, help me. He's coming. His face drained of color. What the hell? He muttered. I tried something different this time. Ma'am, listen to me. I need you to say your name. Can you do that? My voice was firm and controlled. The static thickened. It sounded like something was moving. Rustling. Shifting in the background. Then, I don't know where I am. A chill ran down my spine. Okay, look around. Can you see anything? Hear anything? Silence. Then, it's dark. He's watching. Jason's hand clenched into a fist. I could see the sweat on his brow. Then the line went dead. We stared at each other. I could hear my own pulse in my ears. Still think it's a prank? I whispered. Jason didn't answer. I pulled up every database we had. Checked missing persons reports. Looked for any distress calls from that voice. But I found nothing, not a single match. Then, I got a notification. My workstation phone had just received an internal message. One sentence. No sender. No traceable origin. Don't answer the next call. I shoved back from my desk, my heart slamming into my ribs. Jason saw it too. Dude. What the hell is this? Before I could respond, the emergency line rang. Same unknown source. Jason grabbed my wrist before I could answer. His face was pale. Don't. Just. Don't. I hesitated. Then, I let it ring. It rang for exactly 23 seconds. Then it stopped. And that's when all the power in the call center went out. Every light, every monitor, every phone. Gone. For 3 whole minutes, we sat in darkness, listening to nothing but our own breathing. Then, just as suddenly, everything flickered back to life. All the phones started ringing at once. Every single one. Jason and I stared at the chaos of flashing screens and wailing tones. We were the only ones on shift. There was no way this was a normal malfunction. Then, my personal cell vibrated. I pulled it out with shaking hands. A message. No sender. You shouldn't have ignored her. I felt a cold wave of nausea wash over me. Jason grabbed his coat. Nope. I'm out. I'm done. Jason, wait. But he was already heading for the door. As soon as his hand touched the knob, my workstation phone rang again. I didn't want to pick up. I did anyway. The static was deafening. Then, that voice, trembling and desperate. He knows you're listening now. Click. The line went dead. I sat frozen, gripping the receiver, so tightly my knuckles went white. Then, a knock at the call center door. Slow and deliberate. Jason was already gone. I was alone. And the camera showed. No one outside. Just an empty hallway. The knocking continued. I stood up, every nerve in my body screaming at me to run. But instead, I reached for the door. And as soon as my fingers brushed the handle, the power cut out again. And this time, it didn't come back. I reached for my phone, but the screen was black, dead. My breath hitched as I heard something shift in the room behind me. A whisper. Close. Too close. He's here. I spun around, my heart hammering. The glow of the emergency exit sign flickered, barely casting enough light to see. Shadows stretched unnaturally, twisting against the walls. The whisper came again, right at my ear. You shouldn't have answered. The air turned ice cold. And then, I felt fingers brush against my neck. The last thing I heard before the darkness swallowed me whole was the phone ringing again. Was this scary story to your liking? Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more terrifying stories that'll keep you up at night.